sometimes we as consumers can take a look at something and go, I get why this is popular. And with the manga we are discussing today, I can see some good qualities about it. Distinct character designs, some tantalizing ecchi scenes, and some good art. But there is one element that it has that I would think would hinder it from getting popular. And that is just three letters. NTR. Aitsu Kanojo, or someone's girlfriend in English. I don't know whose girlfriend she is, but she's someone's. Was originally published on the website Sunday Webry in September of 2022, and it is written and drawn by Bikumaru. Aitsu no Kanojo opens up with our main boy Riku in class dreaming about being seduced by the main girl Minase. Off to a great start. Minase is one of Riku's childhood friends. His other childhood friend is Takuto, who is dating Minase. Which means she's the best dance girl. I mentioned earlier that this series is an NTR, but what does that mean? NTR is an abbreviation for Netorare, which is a genre present in hentai and ecchi anime. Netorare is loosely translated as cuckold in English, but this isn't that accurate of a descriptor. I like to describe NTR as the middle ground between cheating and cuckoldry. With the cheating genre, the boyfriend is a known entity, but he's not really a character that is present in the story. But with cuckoldry, the boyfriend is a character that is very present, but he is oftentimes cool with the cheating and is sometimes even into it. But with NTR, the boyfriend is a known entity and is a character, but he is sometimes not privy to the cheating, and you can oftentimes feel bad for him while everything is going on. There are a lot of anime that feature NTR elements like Netsuzo Trap and Chapter 218 of Rent-a-Girlfriend. It is a very common genre, albeit a controversial one. There are a ton of memes out there about NTR being a cursed genre, and I don't blame people for thinking that. I don't like this genre either, but there's a lot of it out there, and it keeps persisting, so there must be a market for it. The NTR dynamic in Someone's Girlfriend is established right from Chapter 1 when Minase shows up at Riku's house, claiming that she and Takuto got into a fight and that she wants to stay with Riku. Riku agrees, and while they hang out alone at his place, Minase gets very touchy and at one point pins Riku down. Riku tells her to stop, and she does, but she then starts stripping, lays down, and tells him to do whatever he wants. But before he can do anything, there is a knock on the door, and Takuto picks Minase up. Minase claims that she was just messing around, but as Takuto takes Minase away, she shoots Riku a text saying that she will be back on Friday to pick up her umbrella, and then she looks back with a wicked smile. The NTR element is the core of the series, and it is frustrating to read. You can't really find yourself rooting for Riku because he shouldn't even be trying to get with Minase, and you don't feel anything for Minase because it's not like Takuto is mean to her, at least not according to what we have seen. And on top of that, the series always portrays Minase coming onto Riku as a stressful thing. Or at least, I take it that way because I always get super anxious whenever she corners him. Because this is a love polygon, the driving force of the series is the characters and their relationship. I think the three mains are well written, but that doesn't mean that I don't still get frustrated by their actions. I don't know if anyone in the audience is a Redditor or not, but there is a subreddit called R Cake Eater, where people talk about cheating on their partners who they claim to be in a happy relationship with, essentially having their cake and eating it too. I think the main character Riku would love this subreddit. It is very hard to have any sympathy for Riku. His whole thing is wanting to keep his friendship with both Minase and Takuto while also having a crush on Minase. This should be simple to navigate. Just get over the girl. But she keeps coming on to him. And while, yes, he does tell her off, he lets her get away with a lot. He obviously is enjoying the attention, and he doesn't seem all that concerned about the fact that Minase is dating his best friend. If he was concerned, he would either tell Takuto about what is going on or get the hell out of there. But he doesn't, because this guy doesn't have a spine. He lets Minase kiss him, he lets her get him into perilous situations, and a good chunk of the time, the mood is ruined not by him, but by someone interrupting. And he even gets jealous of other guys giving her attention. Shouldn't that be Takuto's job? And don't even get me started on the Rent-a-Girlfriend 218 moment that Chapter 37 starts with. Man, this series made me bring up Chapter 218 of Rent-a-Girlfriend twice. That's how you know it's bad. Riku is infuriating, but he isn't the only problematic one. Minase is a conniving seductress. She constantly throws herself at Riku, sometimes while Takuto is in the room. And it isn't just simple touching either. Minase pushes things very far as the manga goes on. It appears that Minase has a secret reason as to why she must keep her relationship with Takuto, and I'm sure that reveal will come later and clear some stuff up, but right now, she sucks. Takuto is the most elusive character in the series. Because of the genre, he should be the most important character. He is the boyfriend getting cheated on, which is the whole point of NTR. But Takuto is held very close to the chest of the author. There isn't a lot that we know about him, probably because once we know more, we'll be on his side, and he will become a more sympathetic character. But right now, he just kind of exists as the reason why Riku and Minase can't be together. But I'm sure once it gets closer to graduation, we'll learn way more about Takuto and he will become a better character. I mentioned graduation because at the end of every chapter, there is a text box that reminds us how many days there are until then. This is super ominous and I genuinely love it. It gives the series some great suspense and keeps us wondering what is going to happen at graduation, to where the author constantly feels the need to remind us how close we are. It is also a great way to demonstrate how close to the end we are. Sometimes in manga, especially romances, it can be hard to imagine how much there is left to go. With this countdown, we can know how close the series is to finishing. I'm sure the timer will get down to mere hours near the end, but that will only add to the suspense. On top of this bit of narration, there are some other techniques used by Nikumaru that I like. Number one is that they will add little faces and speech bubbles to denote who is talking when you can't see the characters. This is great for clarity. Sometimes in manga, it can be hard to tell who is talking in manga because sometimes the mangaka won't draw all the characters in a panel, so you have to infer who is saying what. A lot of authors have ways around this, like labeling speech bubbles, but this is a very easy to understand way to literally illustrate who is talking that I wish was used more often by other mangaka. And number two is that Nikumaru is great at playing with angles and perspective. Some of these shots are super fun. I love this one in chapter 3 in the shed. POV, you are a box of Christmas lights that aren't being used because it's April. These perspectives make this manga look unique. And speaking of the art style, Minase certainly has a character design. In fact, all of the girls in the series have crazy proportions. Well, at least Yako looks normal. Oh, right, there are some other girls in the series other than Minase. They both are generic rivals for her because they both have a crush on Riku. So that's why I didn't feel the need to bring them up until now. However, they do provide variety when it comes to the fan service scenes. That's right, this is an ecchi manga, so there has got to be a ton of fan service. It makes sense you don't draw a character looking like this without being prepared to draw her naked. Also, by the way, this series has an uncensored version, so look forward to that if you decide to read it. The lewd scenes in this are of a wide range. There is the typical getting trapped in the changing room together trope, and a lot of Riku being cornered by the girls in various places. I personally like where Umimi corners him in the restroom and we get a multi-page montage of her taking her skirt and underwear off. Well done. But Umimi is also responsible for one of the craziest scenes in the entire manga. Spoiler warning, and also a content warning because this is practically SA. Riku is staying with Umimi to keep her safe from her shitty father. While they're sharing a futon together, and Riku is woken up by Umimi getting the kitten. Look, there are limited euphemisms for when females do it. I'm working with what I got. Anyway, she's doing that while thinking of him, and he knows she's thinking of him because she keeps moaning his name. Well, Riku decides to let her continue in peace, but then she grabs his hand and uses it like a toy. There's white spots on his hand in one of the panels, and the chapter is called Wet Fingers. No, God! It's big in Japan. Yeah, I know it's been big over there. But I can't understand, this just isn't fair. This series makes me want to pull out my hair. Yeah, the main boy is really bad, and the main girl ain't helping much either. And the one girl masturbating just isn't right. Oh, why am I reading this manga? Why am I reading this manga? I could be reading anything else. This series has a lot of high points, characters that are well written, and some art that's good to look at. But I find myself being turned off by it because of the NTR elements. But this series was able to compel me to keep reading with the drama and the ecchi scenes, even if some of the ecchi scenes went a bit too far. I have a lot of complex feelings about this series, so I feel like I want to recommend it just because I feel like it would be better if you read it and judged it for yourself. And if you do, make sure to let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. And with that, sayonara.